Okay, hello and welcome to the ARL 24-hour Le Mans qualifying session. I am Tobias Blumschein and going to be commentating for you today. This is a one-off event for the ARL season with Le Mans, and the difference is that we're not using the DPI, we are using the Ginetta G60 LMP1 car made by Global Endurance Modding, or probably better known in the community right now, GEM. So yeah. Currently see Jan Kato for Seawolf. Wait, let me just quickly check the teams. That's going to be something a bit of a trend. Sorry about that. I think he drove for for the Seawolf. For the Seawolf team, going right now into Mulsanne corner. Very tough braking point. Really need to get a good exit, which he does. Very well done. Now going down, getting ready to get to Indy. Indeed, tough corner actually. So yeah, obviously this is qualifying for next week's race. It'll be a 24-hour, very, very big event. So yeah. As we go into Le Mans, good exit there. Very, very nice look through there. They're using a base livery for this section. They didn't get it in. So yeah. Now, going to the Porsche S's. If you want, I can talk to you through a lap in a second, but yeah. As we are going in at a bit of an onboard. Now, going into the Porsche S's. Only goes down one gear. That's a bit of a difference to the MP2, because I'm driving P2 class. As we continue going through. An hour and 53 minutes. I'm only commentating for the first hour, as I have something else to do a bit later. But no. As we can see, the track might get a little bit congested, but it should be fine. This is a 13-kilometer circuit, so that shouldn't be a bit of an issue. Porsche chicanes. Porsche, what am I saying? Sorry, a bit loopy. As we go through final corner, it's now starting his lap. Well, no, finishing his lap, a 3:11.1. Brilliant lap in that LMP1 car. What a lap, son. Now we're on Yannick Müller for the Triple 8 racing team. Again, going to the Porsche. Will he be able to beat Jan Kato? That's the thing we're wondering. Just came back from F1 qualifying, by the way. If you haven't watched it, I will not be spoiling anything. So yeah. As we go under the Michelin through the Porsche S's, long corner. This here now this section here really tight. You have to get a good exit here. He does very well done. Now going to the Porsche S's, you're going to be about fifth gear LMP2. I don't know what it is for the P1 cars, but we do go through the chicanes, takes them really nicely. Doesn't cut that much there, but that should be fine. Let's see if he can beat Jan Kato's time. Yes, he can by a second and a half, 3:09.5. Brilliant lap from Yannick Müller for Triple 8 Engineering. Carlos Fernandez does a 3:27.1, as Bradley Sellers just loses out. He's less than just over half a tenth. As we're currently watching Giuseppe, as there's an Aston Martin spun exit of Indy, that's gonna be a yellow flag. Doesn't matter. As that's the TTF Orica LMP2 car. Currently out of Arnage, getting ready to get through the S's. That TTF car, obviously TTF's currently only competing in the P2 for this one-off event. So yeah, you never know though, they might want to continue competing, might want to compete through. So yeah, going through the S's, they look clean. Is it quick though? Looking clean isn't everything. They're taking, Sarthe does take the right lines, perfectly nails the exit there. As Butters with a 3:50.2 goes fastest and everything. Ben Horvath has had a bit of a shocking lap. That's a 3:40.6. That's not something you want here. The best laps here are going to be around 3:25 to 3:24. That's the optimal lap in an LMP1. As Saracino does a 3:26.9 for TTF. Brilliant lap from Giuseppe Saracino, the Italian driver. As there's been another lap in LMP2 from Mikael, which is a 3:16 point something. Alright lap. Now how about we try and get an onboard lap in an LMP2, because I can actually comment on that. as Cemal gets fastest in GTE with the 350.2. Brilliant lap, good lap there. Yeah. As we're on Giuseppe Saracino, watching him going through onto Mulsanne straight or Hundier, going right into the first chicane. He's doing about 330. As you can see, he's going to be around 325 through 26 going to the braking zone. He only gets to 327. Brake at the 100. Dip it in. Yeah, go down a gear. Now, you want to exit. You want to get a really good exit. Now, perfect. You want to start accelerating mid-apex so that you can get a brilliant exit and dash down to the second part, to the second chicane. Lots of people say that the second's harder. I think it's the opposite. As people are starting to get laps in. However, as we continue through the day, there will be more. Yeah, you go around down to 1 minute. Yeah, to 130. Exit. That's a bit of a exit. He got okay out. Goes extremely wide there, as Jan Kettau does a 1.5 seconds off in LMP1, does a 1:11 flat. Now Saracino going into Mulsanne corner, braking right there, going extremely wide. Will he get it stopped? Yes, he will. Nice exit there, actually. It was really cleanly done from the Italian for TTF. As we continue, just clips the apex, nicely done. Now coming to, well, in my opinion, the hardest corner on the circuit. The corner before Indy. Because Indy, if it was just like that, would be a bit much easier. But you know, shift down a gear. Yep, shift it and then get down. Go down to first gear. Accelerate. Now Arnage, very lightly on the brakes, but you have to keep it on from the tire 50. Yeah, which he does. Slowest corner on the track. Only corner, I believe. Well, maybe with Mulsanne corner where you dip below 100. Now we get to the best section on the circuit, which is the Porsche S's. You want to sort of take that wide, and then yeah, as you can see, you want to hit that. Then taking as much space as possible. Brake the fifth. Brake right as the green thing, and take a tight line. Again, clip apexes, go wide. You're going to be hitting at this like 260, maybe even 270 for him. No, 267. Nearly 270, but no. Now lift, stay in fourth gear. Apex too wide there. That's going to be an invalidation there. That was way too wide from Giuseppe Saracino. Will he be going into the pits or continuing? He's going into the pits. Apex 1. Apex 2, and he's clean through there. So yeah, interesting lap as we see Christoph Metzeros. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And that for a lovely livery there. What team is that? Doesn't matter. As he's going into Arnage, currently on the lap, his gap to the leader is 5 seconds. Will this be an improvement? I have a feeling it will be. As we are getting into the Porsche S's. This is the yellow sector 3 voice when we spun. Going through, there's a Porsche off the track. Going through the first second S's. He looks comfortable now. He doesn't have enough speed though. That's the thing, you can realize that car does not look quick enough through the S's. It looks like he's just running the wrong, he could be running the wrong aero package in my opinion. Because that thing did not look quick through there. You want to be going double as quick as he was through there, so that's not going to be a good lap from him, I'm afraid. As we're on with Semi Selec in a stock rFactor 2 car because of a skin pack issue. For your information, some cars will be using the official rFactor 2 skins as they cannot get the skin. There was an issue with the skin pack, which means that we won't be seeing the official liveries for the Porsche drivers and the Corvette C7 drivers. So the C8 is fine, just not these cars. As Semi Selec spins the car. Bit strange, but hey, cool. It's a bit quieter now. So yeah, obviously this, like I said a bit earlier, I think I'm going to go through the rundown of what's happening. So for the first hour, we're going to have standard qualifying. Then a 30-minute break, which I can still commentate like 15 minutes of through. And, lovely, my name's down there. Yeah, the broadcast director is Cemal Kirac? Is that how you pronounce it? Sorry, Cemal. He's the broadcast director with it, so the brilliant camera work is being done by him. We've got an air temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and a track temperature is exactly the same. The weather looks currently fair, and we're at the Circuit de la Saint in Le Mans in northern France on the 3rd of July 2021. Race will be next week on the 10th of July, which I'll also be commentating and driving it, actually. I'm in the 87 Iris LMP2 car, so keep a special eye out on that. So yeah. Slipstream might be a very interesting during qualifying, because a lot of LMP2 teams, if they're running double, they've got a huge advantage with slipstreaming, as Van Doren gets up to the top 4 in LMP2 with a 120, it could be 129, I think, 129.6, so yeah. Alright, lap. Like I said, though, I think there's a fair more laps to come in the LMP2 class, especially the LMP2 class. Same with the GTE class. I think in general there's a lot of time to be won. So yeah. So yeah, David Martin for Solo Esports, I think that is. Going into Indianapolis, taking a very odd line. He's middle of the track, which you don't usually want to be doing there. You want to be cutting from the outside. I mean, I'm not a particularly amazing car. Said Martin Novak goes into P2 with a 3:10.2 for Team Iris. Very well done. Roland Zhuk and Zoltan Varkonyi have gotten in P2 and P3. Selek is in P4. They have all overtaken Sam Butters, who's now P5. Still top 5, but David Martin could maybe answer something. I also just like to clarify that I know more about the LMP2 speeds through the corners than I do with the LMP2 cars, than the GTE cars, so I don't know what the perfect apex speed is because I'm not looking. Especially with the Porsche S's, I know exactly what speed you have to be because I've had to practice a lot, but yeah. That's just a clarification if I mess up what speed they have to go through. So yeah. As we go through the Ford curbs, and he goes up to P6, 2.1 to the leader, 0.4 to Selek. Not bad lap, as MacDuff does a 3:49.3. Brilliant lap. Oh, is that Porsche's in a... That was an interesting. So yeah. Very good on apex clipping. David Martin for... that's Giuseppe Saracino going on a lap again. Will he be able to improve speed, top speed down back there? 3:27. That's a bit quicker than last time, if I'm not mistaken. Taking it well. Yeah, you have to abuse the curbs here quite a bit. That's the thing. Anyway, as we're going down La Hundier, brilliant. That's yellow as we have a yellow in sector 2. Probably someone stopping. Nothing to worry about. Yellows. So. Meanwhile, we're following on top of him as he does seem to get a bit of improvement. Now let's see if he can take, well, let's see how quick he takes the next corner, because I'd like to see his apex speeds through there. As, I'm just currently looking, ooh, Svashkowski gets also to 3:49s. Well done. Saracino so you just have to dip below 100 going through Mustang Corner. I should have realised that as I drive that. As we got yellow to 3, Saracino going down, getting ready, going into Indianapolis Corner. As he's driving. But a big weekend for motorsport again, actually, this weekend. We've got Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. I believe W Series is also. We got the GT World Challenge at Sano. Bradley Sellers goes fastest with 3:26.7. Very well done from him. That's the Iris 77 car. I should know that. I drive for Team Iris. As Damir Karatko for Team for Prime GP, gets P4, just takes Slovenak for P5, for P4 class. Saracino is sandwiched between Carlos Fernandez and Bradley Sellers, taking a lot of speed. He seems a bit slower than last time, might be wanting to keep it a bit safer through here than he did last time. Not to cut the corner, doesn't take it quite nicely. Now we're not really chicane, now a chicane which is not really a chicane. Now getting into the Porsche the Ford curbs. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry about my stuttering, by the way. Now, final corner, keeps it in boundaries, very good exit for Saracino. Will he be able to get the P1? He does go P1 with a 326.4. This is brilliant qualification. This is what you want to see. So yeah. Very, very well done from Giuseppe Saracino. I'd just like to say also a message from us both sponsors at Sadler and Lyft. Lyft is the main sponsor, as you can see up there, and Sadler Computers do the service. If you want a good server for rFactor 2, go follow them. They do brilliant server hostings, so yeah, without them this wouldn't be possible. So yep, Saracino probably doing an in-lap now. It's really close between Fernandez and Slovenak as Slovenak goes much quicker than his last lap to improve to a 327.1 or something. Bad. But no, Saracino's lap, very good. Banging. So yeah. No, it's really, like, the cars around here are really nice to watch. As we continue, Jericho Slovenak, currently on board with him in that car. Apologies if I don't know all the teams, I'll probably look at them during the break. For reference, Slovenak drives... He drives for ARL Abruzzi Esports Racing. So yeah, currently out on with Jericho Slovenak. He's going nicely, actually. Currently going through Mulsanne corner on exit. Very well done. As behind him, you can see the Prime GP of Damir Karatko. Their livery, by the way, takes influence from the Braun GP from 2009, driven obviously by Jensen Button, and won the championship in that. But as we continue, Varkonyi's improved to a 209, as Selig also improves, so Svajkowski goes down to P4 in class. Chenels, I think, has also improved. Slovenak also looking like he's trying to improve. So yeah. As he got a yellow in Sector 3, probably cars going to the pits, as he takes a bit of grass there, Slovenak. Going a little bit slow, so I think this is an inlet lap, actually. It looks like, because that looked extremely slow through there, and he's taking, yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be an inlet lap. Yep. Okay. There's Sam Butters for Seawolf. Currently trying to do currently on a qualifying lap in P9. As he's P9 in class, and guessing is his number 47, or is he 47th overall? Because I don't know. Apologies again. Obviously, everyone will be qualifying on soft tires because soft tires can go the distance in each class, I believe. So, nothing much really happening in the P... As the LMP2, Benz Horvath goes P1 with a 3:25.9. I didn't see that. Apologies for not looking at that earlier. So yeah, Benz Horvath currently in P1, followed by Giuseppe Saracino and Bradley Sellers in P2. LMP1 top 5 is Yannick Müller, Martin Novak, Jan Kato, and Benz Bejic. And then in GTE, it is Mac Duff, Zoltan Varkanyu, Selek, Svazkowski, and Chanel. So yeah. As we go through the final corner, Sam Butters. Very close behind the Porsche there, has to be said. Improved slightly, not by much though. So yeah. As Sam Butters going through the Dunlop S's, one of the best sections on the circuit, might I add. Now, going through the chicane. Cut. Yeah, you have to take it very close. All the bollards have gone. Well, am I surprised? Martin Novak, Jan Kato, and Benz Bejic are all out in the LMP2 class. Sellers, Saracino, Fernandez, and Slovnak all out, trying to catch Benz Horvath's 25.9. So yeah, there could be a lot of shaking up there. Let's check some comments though. What cars are the LMP1 cars? They are the Ginetta G60 made by Global Endurance Modding, which you can get on the Steam Workshop. Brilliant car, actually. As Sam Batters, that shows that he's not on a qualifying lap and is off. Benz Horvath's out now, so we could have a big LMP2 battle. Same with, well, LMP1 actually, to be fair. But no, currently we're focusing on LMP2, as there is a LMP2, as we're on Johan van Doren, who is driving for... I've got like a 50-50 screen now. Johan van Doren is in the... I swore I saw his name somewhere. He is driving for DC Racing and Do Esports as he's gone off, and so he's in the pits now. As Dami Karatko has a little bit of an off, I think. Has he spun the car? Yes, he must have spun it through the S's. Now let's check if he's got any damage because of that accident. I have a feeling that car might be crabbing. But we'll just have to wait to see. 32 minutes of normal qualifying to go, so we got a little bit to go. So yeah. Going through S's as we're on for Juan Carlos Fernandez. In the... Again, I'm quickly going to check the team sheet. In the DX Droids team. Going through the first chicane, cuts the corner. Nice line. So yeah. As we continue going down the Mulsanne down Hundier. Something that used to confuse me actually is what corner Arnage and Indy were. Now I know what it is. Indy's the banked corner because it makes sense. The DX, well, now I can clearly see that's the DX droid car. I have to say though, all of the liveries I've seen so far are really good looking. The DX droids livery is awesome. So kudos to that design team. That's a very impressive livery. Very, very good. As we go through Mulsanne corner, basically the end of the Mulsanne straight, expect a lot of overtakes through there, because that's a very, very big overtaking spot in the race. I have to say, watching Le Mans every year is so much fun. Actually doing it for commentating a virtual one is always so fun. By the way, the LMP2 cars, we've only seen the Orica so far, but there's also the Ligier GS P217, which is still to be shown, but it's not used as much as the Orica because there's not as many setups currently, I believe, which means it's not as viable as the Orica. Yeah. Anyways, continuing through the lap, going into the Porsche S's now. Yeah, Porsche S's. Does he get good speed? He gets good speed through the first apex. That's a brilliant speed through the first section. Can he keep it up there through second corners and third corners? He really can. Fernandez has got brilliant speed through the first corner. Although he does go a bit wide, and that could be an invalidation there, actually. Let's see if it is invalidated. Wouldn't surprise me, because he did go a bit wide there, actually, Juan Carlos Fernandez. Yep, went a bit wide and invalidated the lap. He went a bit wide there too, which means he loses speed, which means he doesn't get as much out. As we're on Patrick Svažkowski for Deja Esports, I'm guessing. As there's the Mugen GTE car. And Johan van Doren on the screen. And a lowly LMP do that. So it's the Ferrari 48. That's the Ferrari 48 GTE car there. As we can see him going there, I'm guessing. Yep, I'm guessing you want to stay just over 200 kmh through the first corner, which he does. Very well done. Then you have to, you have to drop between one, and I'm guessing you want to stay over 185. Going through, does he keep on to the track? That might just be allowed. It's a very tough corner to stay on the circuit, obviously. You've seen a lot of cars run wide there in the past. Those rumble strips really do punish you if you go over them. You can also take a lot of curb here, which he does. Final corner. Keeps it on the track. You have to be very careful on exit there. And he goes fastest with a 349.118. Good lap from Svažkowski. Took a perfect Porsche S to be fair though. As we're on with Jan Kata, who just goes into the pits as we just watch him. Brilliant. That's the Ginetta G60 LMP1 car. As we're on with Ben Spejic in the Mugen LMP1 car. Going at full fury there. I mean, it's so quick through the corners. It's going like 20 kilometers quicker than the P2 car through there. 20 to 30 even, actually, sometimes. As he's hitting 300 kilometers going into the Porsche curb. Into the four chicanes. I apologize for making that mistake. As he goes on exit now, getting into turn 1, Ben Spejic. As he's still in P4, however, this could be his first flying lap. Turn 1, wide. Sorry about that. Wide to close entry then. Takes the chicane fairly cleanly. That's where that piece of like plastic is, polystyrene. They fly everywhere. Taking the LMP1 car so much quicker than any other car through these corners. So yeah, I'm not surprised though. So the Mugen car rocketing down Le Hondier, or the Mulsanne Straight, whatever you call it. I'll call it Le Hondier. Yeah. So yeah, going into the second chicane. He's looking really quick, as Jan Kato also coming out of the pit lane. They're actually going slower through the apex. He actually went slower through the apex. There's an LMP1 car. Apologies for that. Yellow in Sector 3. Expect a lot of yellow in Sector 3s to happen. Jan Kato through the second chicane. Ben Spejic, I'm sorry. Ben Spejic through the second chicane, going into Mulsanne corner now. Keeping good speed, doing 288, 290. He'll be hitting about 320 when he gets there. 320 to 330 actually, maybe even. 320 I'd say. Yeah, 320. They brake. He's lifting though, I think also by braking. Is he able to get it over 100? No, they have to take it at much similar. The slow corners they have to take at similar speeds to the LMP2 cars, so yeah. As Kalosh, huge lap in LMP2 class there. He's about a second and a half quicker than Ben Torvas with a 324.4. Brilliant from Kalosh. So yeah, what a lap by Kalosai. Mighty impressive from the guy. From him. As the Mugen P2 car. MacDuff, I think, no, did MacDuff? No, MacDuff didn't do an improvement. A lot of cars staying in pit lane. They only have 25 minutes. Then we get to the Super Pole for the top 8 LMP1 cars. Is it top 8 of each class or top 8 LMP1 cars Super Pole? I'd just like that clarified if that's okay from the higher ups. So yeah. Obviously next week we got the actual 24. This is just qualifying. However, tune in. It is close actually. And remember, qualifying doesn't really matter in a 24-hour race. Anything can happen. You can have an accident, you can have an engine blow. Selic out right now for another lap. All the LMP2 cars are out for laps, actually. As Ben Spegic goes into the pits. Obviously on an in-lap. So yeah. As we're on Jan Katau, probably on his fast lap. However, he has got LMP2 traffic in the form of Damir Carrasco, who gets a bit loose there. That was kind of cool. That obviously isn't very helpful when your car can do 20 kilometers quicker than you through there. So that's not going to help his lap, as Carrasco really pushing that car to the maximum there. Like, he was not slowing down. As we go through the final four corners, yeah, I mean that too, but not like that four. Through the 4 chicanes, and Jan Katau across the line. Was that his full lap, or was that the in-out lap? Because let's be serious here, you do not want that ahead. Ben Tobias is in the pits, and Kalosai's out there. Sartino, Sellers, and Kirac. Kirac went up to P5 with that. Well done to Damir. Very well done with a 326.8. Good for the Serbian driver. Jan Katau going onto the Hyundai on, what was that called? I apologize, I don't know what the corner's called anymore. I thought I did, but is it Maison Blanche? Is that a different track? Let me quickly pull up a track map of Le Mans so I can quickly tell you what that corner was. So, Le Mans track map. So, that is... Oh, that's Tetra Rouge. I apologize. I'm so sorry about that mistake. Tetra Rouge is after Dunlop. Okay. I apologize about that mistake. That is Tetra Rouge. Anyway. Jan Katau, as I was saying that, Jan Katau is getting down into braking much late, braking extremely late there, keeping it over 100. Jan Katau flying through there, through Mulsanne corner. Now, as we go exit, getting to Indy, rocketing down at 330 kilometers an hour. Much quicker than Ben Spegic, so that was most definitely an in-lap by Ben Spegic. Really rocketing. How much does it take this corner at? 130. Exits really well. Has a bit of a lock-up, though. That could impede him on the lap. That's fine. He stays over 100 over every corner. Impressive from Jan Katau. He is not leaving any time behind for the Seawolf team. See, it's Seawolf. Let me quickly check. Yep, he is at Seawolf. I got that correct. So yep, Jan Katau staying over 270 through that corner. 280 even I saw. So is he going through? Yep, he's going about 240 through there. Very well done. Just keeps it on the track, going through the final 2 chicanes. Well, through the 2 quick S's, and now to the 4 chicanes. As he's got the Mugen Ferrari 488 GTE car ahead of him, will that impede him on the lap? That might. Oh, what? What a save by Jan Katau! He keeps the car, and what's the lap? That might move time, and it's an improvement by 3/10. That's unfortunate that that car was ahead of him, but hey, that's racing. You have to worry about cars ahead of you, especially at a Le Mans qualifying. He's got about 20 minutes though still, so he's got time. So yeah, going through, we've got Giuseppe Staracino on a lap. That's definitely a lap because he's doing 230 through the corners. Hitting 260, 230. Now, 230 on exit, that's a brilliantly quick exit. Let's see if he can match, if he can get into the 325 boundary, which he has done, but he theoretically wants to be within a second of Kalosh. It's a really, he has to find 1 point a second, that's not hard. Easy, Slovenak takes over, beats Kirac. 1.4, Saracino does overtake Ben Torvath. Not even close to Kalosh. Very good lap from Giuseppe Saracino in the TTF LMP2. Brilliant lap from him. Jan Katau still out probably on an in lap though. As LMP2 seems to be heating up, Roland Zook overtakes MacDuff for P2. He's only 2/10 off Svazkowski. That's really close in the LMP. In the GTE class. Did I say LMP2? I apologize. So yeah. Saracino is now most likely on his in lap because he's not looking quick on the straights, obviously. Taking it easy. He's done a good lap. He's in P2. Looking good. Obviously, we still have a few cars to go in the LMP2 class. So yeah. I will quickly be looking on... If you also... By the way, if you would like to look at all times and all cars who are currently competing, go to RaceView. They do brilliant timing. It's really good to look there to see who's doing what. So yeah, can we pull up maybe a full grid split lot actually, if that's okay? Should we go through the full grid as we got 18 minutes to go, and then I can quickly read through it. So yeah, as we are on with Patrick Rustanak in the Eau Rouge livery, that's obviously a stock livery. Might have submitted one too late, so that they didn't get it added. So yeah, Patrick Rustanak in the BMW M8, also known as the Giga car in GTE racing. One of the most stable cars to drive, actually. One of my favorites. My two favorite cars to drive are the Porsche 911 and the BMW M8 competition car. Very, very good. So yeah. Top 5 in each class. LMP1, Yannick Muller, still with 309.5. Not looking beaten right now. Martin Novak with a 3:10.2. Jan Katau. Wait, let me actually go through the full grid of 29 cars who are currently competing in qualifying. Yannick Muller, P1 309.5. Martin Novak 3:10.2. Jan Katau 3:10.9. Ben Spedjic 3:12.2. Then there's only 4 LMP1 cars out right now that have set laps. Then LMP2 starts. Ben Spedjic 3:12.2. No, sorry. David Kalosh 3:24.4. Giuseppe Saracino 3:25.8. Ben Sorvat 3:25.9. Bradley Sellers 3:26.3. Jericho Slovenak 3:26.7. Damien Karatko 3:26.8. Juan Carlos Fernandez 3:27.1. Eric Neath 3:29.5. Tom Dillon 3:29.6. Johan van Doren 3:29.7. Christoph Metzaros 3:31.1. Alex Akorai 3:31.8. And then we get to the GTE cars with Patrick Svazkowski 3:48.6 from Victor Chanel. What a lap! Beats him by 5/10. So that is the new leading GTE. With a 3:48.6, Patrick Svazkowski's 3:49.1 puts him second now. Roland Zook 3:49.3. Rory McDuff 3:49.3. 3.5 though. Zoltan Farkoni 3:49.6. Semi Celik 3:49.7. Juan Cofinho 351.2. Sam Butters, 351.4. David Moulton, 351.4. Lajso Santo, 351.5. Patrick Rusinak, 352.3. And then the final two cars with Mustafa Batuhan Buran, 353.8, and Omo Latassa, 356.2. So yeah, that's a full grid walk with 29 cars currently. So yeah, 1 minute, 15 minutes to go for the normal qualifying, then we have a 30-minute break where we will be discussing what happens for the next thing, and then I'll be heading off as the second qualifying, as the Superpole starts, sadly, and then you'll be with Santu Enqvist, who is an outstanding commentator, so you should be excited to watch him. As Patrick Rusinak on his flying lap, going through the final two corners. Will he do it? There's one, he's gone to the pit. Nice. So yeah. Johan van Doren going through the final two corners. Svashkowski goes fastest with a 348.5, beating Cemal. Wow. Wow. And Santu Enqvist is here. Hello, Santu.
Hello there.
You commentating with me now?
Just coming and seeing if my microphone works and everything.
No. Yep, it's crisp. Nice. As we on with Juan Cofino in the Golf Racing by Wolves Esports car. Obviously not an official livery. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, they are not going to be running their official liveries for qualifying, as there was an issue with the skin pack. So yeah, they will not be running official liveries until the race. So yeah. Qualifying is far from over. 15 minutes can mean a lot, and everyone should know this. We see it in Formula 1 countless of times, even also in endurance racing, that the final 15 minutes of qualifying are usually the best times to go out. Well, usually the final 3 minutes, because you've got the most time to get on the lap. It's the warmest track out there, Sam. Expect about 3 more runs from each. Two more runs from each car, I believe, because they have to do an out lap, an in lap, and an out lap, a quick lap, and an in lap, and that's what they've been doing consistently here. So expect them to do about, as we're on here, break here. Nice entrance, actually, as you can see all the bollards flying around there. So yeah. Expect about 2 more runs to be done, each consisting, runs take about 9 minutes, however the final run will take 6 minutes because, they only need to do an out lap, and flying lap, but they can do that with 3 minutes to go, so. 12 minutes to go until we get to our 30-minute break. Well, I'm guessing we're going to be going more into detail on what happened. Hopefully having a few interviews with the drivers, because that would be lovely to have. And that's really it. If a driver would like an interview with me, by the way, just DM me in DMs. You can find me on Discord if you say, and then I can ask permission to drag you in here and then disconnect. So yeah, obviously Yannick Müller still in pole position in the LMP1 class, by far the most dominant by far the longest time in pole for anything. Yannick Müller's barely gone out of track. If he does, he probably could get a 308.9. I'd love to see.
We need to remember that these times are not the final ones, and obviously all of those LMP1s will go through the Super Bowl, so we will see new times there. So maybe Yannick is not doing any more laps because he feels confident in him being able to take pole in Super Bowl.
Yeah, probably, actually. That might be the reason, as Sancho just said. But no. How does Super Bowl work, by the way? Is it top 8 from each class, or top 8 from LMP1?
So we were expecting to have 48 cars for today's qualifying, but obviously we've had only 32, and now it's gone down. with a few teams deciding to quit the whole race during qualifying. But we decided to swap from eight teams per class to the top 5 of each class. So we'll have 15 cars, the 15 of the fastest guys on track for the 30 minutes Super Bowl session.
All right, that's brilliant to hear. So yeah, LMP1 is only 3 cars currently, sadly, which is, Yannick, that might be a reason why they're not all going out, because they know that they've basically got a place in the Super Bowl confirmed. And cars, I'm guessing, that don't compete in qualifying will be able to compete in the race, but they'll have to be at the back of their respective fields then.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen with some of the teams. They let us know that we're not going to make qualifying, so they will be attending the race and starting at the back. Obviously, it's a 24-hour race, so a lot can happen even if you do not qualify. And we've got at least one LMP1 team with Ben Speyuk. He's currently restarting his PC, so he's going to be back at the end of the session for his time to count. So that's why there's only 3 LMP1s as of the moment.
All right. That is Jan Katz has been doing a lot of laps compared to the other 2. Very, very confident in their ability. However, expect a lot still from each field. We've got a lot to happen still.
I think Jan he's coming into this session on the back foot, so he knows that he needs to do some laps to catch up to the other guys, and having some inside information, we weren't even expecting a 309 today, so that's insane from Yannick Muller.
Yeah, Yannick Muller, I expected like 310s, to be honest. Seeing a 309.5 is rapid. To be fair, though, each kart driver in the LMP1 class is rapid. Because LMP1 class was invite only, wasn't it?
Yeah, LMP1 was mostly invite only. Yeah. These teams that are racing today were invited, and we had some other teams sign up and get accepted as well, but they didn't come to qualifying for one reason or another.
Yeah, as Laszlo Zanto has a bit of a messy Indianapolis and Arnage. That was a very messy. Got loose from the first section, which is one of probably the hardest corner on the circuit, because it's weight transfer, which means that you can spin the car quite easily through there, and braking. So yeah, you do not want to you want to brake a bit before. Laszlo Zanto's car looks in general really, really unsettled. So that could be that's a big issue, which you usually don't really want.
Those Astons have really good acceleration out of the corners, but when coming the corner itself, it's not that stable for car. So we can see that with Laszlo's car. Obviously, he's sliding a lot, but the acceleration out of those corners for him is a lot better than compared to the guys running, say, Porsche.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The Aston Martin supposedly is the best car to choose here, but that's per preference in the end. The BMW is the old reliable for a lot of drivers here. It's quite a good car to drive. It's very predictable, very stable, and very quick in general. So yeah. But then you've got the Aston Martin, which is a very, very unpredictable car. Oh, as he takes a spin and a half. And the Ferrari needs to probably slow down his lap there. Laszlo Zanto, that's a spin and a half. There.
Actually, coming to the GT class, just looking at some of the times, it seems like Patrick Zwackowski from Deja Vu Racing, number 43, Ferrari, is leading the session with a 48.571. That's insane from the guys that have been essentially backmarkers through the last endurance season. That's some insane progression from them.
Yes, as someone who did their first ARL race at the 12 Hour Le Mans last time in October, I'm not very aware of the last few races, so I don't know much. That's why I've got Santa here with me.
I believe this team that's now racing the number 43, that's actually on pole for GT as of the moment. They actually started in ARL. They started their sim racing journey last season with the Silverstone run, and they've been progressing ever since.
That's always a really nice story to hear when you hear like these cars that are new to the series, used to be a backmarker, now at the front of the field. It's a bit of a you can't really describe it to a story similar, because in motorsport doesn't really happen. They've obviously put a lot of effort into setups. They've obviously it shows that they've got good ambition, and it means that probably better drivers want to just sign for them. So really impressive from Swackowski's team there, for Team Deji. Very, very good to see them up there. Hopefully they'll get into the Super Bowl, and as current, they will. Mac Duff seems to be looks like he's clean as we go into the final 5 minutes of the session. Anything can happen. I'll be quickly looking at race for you to see who is out, not going out. In red, it's not. So cars that do not think that they need to go out are Juan Carlos Fernandez. Obviously, no, never mind. Everybody's going to be going out except for maybe Martin Novak and Yannick Mullers. They know that they're confirmed through. Bence Horvath still in the pits. He's very confident with a 325.9. However, I would not be particularly confident with a 325.9 that can dip at the end. We still have a lot of quick cars to come. So yeah. As we are currently on Victor Chanel in the RPGL Aston Martin Vantage. Great. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite looking GTE car. Actually, I like the headlights of it quite a lot. It's quite simple. Well, no, the BMW is nicer. That's personal opinion there. So yeah, as we continue, every LMP2 car's out because they know that they need to push, obviously. So expect to see people like, well, Bradley Sellers, Jurka Slovanak, Bence Horvath, and Giuseppe Saracino, and Kalosh Sai's even gone out, so he might be a bit worried about the cars. Then obviously, hopefully after this this qualifying, I'll be there for the 30-minute race, 30-minute break to interview all the drivers and try to get out as much as possible. So yeah.
It's actually rather interesting seeing some of these teams qualifying. Obviously, the team Deja Vu with currently on board for the GTE class. That's something I don't think anybody expected coming into today's qualifying session. And then we have a Seawolf in GTE running quite down in the order, and that's quite surprising compared to the previous results of that team.
Yes, especially with Seawolf have been nearly dominant, and well, in the DPI class especially, which is not going to be run this weekend in favor of the LMP1 class. Thank you to Global Endurance Modding for letting us use the car this weekend, the Ginetta G60, which looks amazing. Actually, they did an amazing job. They even for the different, they even did special model. They did separate models for the different aero packages. So yeah, big thanks for them for letting us use their spectacular model, which, like I said earlier in the stream, you can get on the Steam Workshop frame. So yeah, highly recommend getting it. But yeah, Seawolf obviously don't look very good, but hey, they're starting P3 in LMP1. They don't need to be too quick. They're at least in P3. They can practice all week for the race. So yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned if I were them.
That Seawolf car will be probably fighting for the top position during the race, as long as it can finish. Obviously, with Seawolf in other series such as VC, the luck has not been that great. Retiring from the race during the second hour last time around at their last Le Mans 24-hour race, so they are looking to avenge that result next weekend and get a win.
Yeah, just as you're speaking, Victor Chanel with RPGL went fastest for the LMP for the GTE class with a 348.3, 2/10, just about less than 2/10 over Svashkowski over Team Jeju. Roland Zhuk, who I'm a bit surprised is about a second slower. Mugen are usually up there and pulling for the lead like tenths. I'm a bit surprised, but obviously, like you said, they might be hiding their full speed like Yannick Muller. As David Kalosh nearly goes into the 323s with a 324.1. He is over nearly 2 seconds quicker than Saracino. He is not slowing down as Victor Chanel goes through the exit road. Will Zoltan Varkonyi have a message for Chanel in his car? So yeah. As you're currently on Christoph Metzeros, I'm guessing now we're going to be watching all the cars finish at on the end of the lap to see where they finish. Jan Katau, brilliant lap. He's the second car to go with 309s. 309.9 just beats Martin Novak. However, Novak hasn't done much improving, probably, as Ben Spedrick is back. That's lovely to see, so he will be in the Super Bowl. But Martin Novak loses P2. However, it won't really matter because he's still in the top 5. Currently, the top 5 of each group will be, well, all the 4 LMP1 cars. LMP2, it's David Kalosai, Giuseppe Saracino, Ben Horvath, Slovenak, and Bradley Sellers. And GTE, it's Chanel, Svajkowski, Zhuk, McDuff, and Varkonyi. So yeah, as you can see, as we on David Martin for solo esports, currently P9 in class. That's okay for start. As Bradley Sellers is waiting for an interview. God bless him. So yeah, oh well, not anymore. So yeah, going through the final two corners, David Martin doing very well. Really, you have to hug the apex there. Then second apex. Just, yeah, perfectly done by David Martin. Took the amount of speed that he needed to. Now, getting to the final chicanes. Really want to break through there. Take the first chicane very nicely. Yep, just bunny hop over them. You can take you can cut a huge amount through there and take good exit. Very, very good lap. That seemed very, very clean. And it showed. He goes up a position. And now we have hit the hour. This is LMP, this is standard qualifying done now, right?
That is indeed done. We are just waiting for them to do their in-laps, and then we will be on the break.
Yep. So yeah, then we'll have a small ad break to bring you our sponsors. So yeah, David Martin just finishing up lap. Same with all people. I think this is the grid done though for now. I think so far. However, there are probably a few cars still running. Let me quickly check on the stream view. Again, like I said, I really do highly recommend the race view thing. It is a lovely, lovely little program to use if you want to see where each driver is. So yeah, currently it looks like that is qualifying. Should I quickly read through as Juan Carlos Fernandez just overtakes Bradley Sellers. I think that pushes him out of the top 5. Currently seen it pop up.
We currently have Jan Katao and Martin Novak on their laps, and I think some of the other guys are also on their in-laps still, so yeah. It's a bit hard to say. We will see soon.
Yep, Carlos Fernandez just overtakes Bradley Sellers, who's not on a lap currently. Wow.
It looks like it seems like Bradley Sellers is now out. He's not gonna be making Super Bowl.
God, that's annoying. He should have gone out for another lap. Poor guy.
So as things stand, we will see. Obviously, we will see all of the LMP1s: Yannick Muller, Jan Katao, Martin Novak, and Ben Speyuk in Super Bowl, and we will also see David Kalosai from LMP2, Giuseppe Saracino, Ben Horvath, Jurika Slovenec, and Juan Carlos Fernandez in LMP2 for Super Bowl.
Yep. However, that can change quite quickly. Zoltan Varkonyi is still on lap. However, I think this might be set. However, I will be looking in LMP2 who still has to do a lap and if they will make it. No, I think this is done now, actually. David Martin is on an improvement currently, but I don't think there's anything. He's not on improvement anymore. Yep, I think this is the grid now for the race because Juan Carlos Fernandez was slower than Varkonyi in the last sector one. So yeah, I think this is over. So I think we can fully announce now that the car's going to Super Bowl. So in LMP1, we've got Yannick Muller with the 1095, Jan Katao, Martin Novak, and Ben Spenjic. Those 4 are going through to Super Bowl in that order. LMP2, we got David Kalosai, Giuseppe Saracino, Ben Horvath, Jurika Slovenok, and Juan Carlos Fernandez in that order. NGT, we've got Chanel, Svajkowski, Zhuk, McDuff, and Varkonyi. So yeah, should be a great Super Bowl. I'll be there once we get back for the break, but once Super Bowl starts, I'll be off. And then you'll be stuck with Santu, which is a good thing, actually. So yeah, now we're on to the break.
Single player or trying to host local servers? then Sadler Computers is your solution. Sadler Computers is the official server host for Ace Racing League Championships. For only £7.99 per month, you can get a fully customizable and fully managed rFactor 2 server with 24/7 operation. Updates are done every 48 hours and private or public live timing is available. With a great customer service and optimal running server, Sadler Computers gives you a seamless experience. Get your rFactor 2 server now on sadlercomputers.co.uk.
And we're back from the commercial break here. So yeah, now if some of the LMP2 any of the drivers competing qualifying we'd love to have an interview with them. So yeah, if you want to have an interview, just join the stream interview channel in the Discord, and we will drag you to the stream so we can have an interview with you. So yeah, Santi, what do you think of that qualifying so far?
I think the qualifying session was interesting. We had some teams miss out and some newcomers, obviously, with Deja Vu Racing, for example, that did an insane result compared to what we were actually expecting them to do. So, nice job to everyone that qualified.
Yeah. Obviously, the times we expected to happen were completely. I think it's safe to say they were completely shot out of the. We expected so much less than we actually got, so yeah. Very, very well done.
I think the guys did a great job, obviously. Some top teams didn't qualify today, especially in LMP1 with Abstineo, Force Bologna, AFP. So they might be coming to the race and maybe even winning it, who knows.
Yeah, LMP1 is a small enough grid that you can win from any still. So yeah. From the LMP2 and the GTE fields, to be fair, though, so yeah. So yeah. Top 5 go through, so luckily all these people here are all going through. So you've got 14 drivers in the Super Bowl, like I said. So obviously now we got the half an hour break until the Super Bowl. Currently only 22 minutes left though, so yeah. So yeah, now we just have to wait for another 22 minutes until we get to the Super Bowl. But yeah, obviously now I think we can. Do you think we can maybe go? Should we maybe go through like the plan for the 24-hour Le Mans race like next week? Like what's happening, how it's gonna work. So obviously, it's gonna work like a usual 24-hour Le Mans, just with one class less. We don't have GTE Pro, GTA AM. We just have the GTE class, and then we have LMP1 and LMP2. So yeah. Obviously they'll be I'm guessing LMP1 and LMP2 will be let off together. GTE will be let off late in a different group to. Wait, how is it going to be done with these starts? Will they be all done together? No, that's a question for the drivers briefing next week. So.
The GTEs will start differently to the LMPs. The LMP1s and LMP2s are set to start together as of the moment, but there can be changes to that. We haven't finalized everything yet.
Okay.
But it will be a rolling start, obviously.
Yeah. One thing sim racing hasn't learned yet is how to do a classic Le Mans start, because then everyone would do it. That would be quite cool, actually, if you could do like a Le Mans start. Like, I mean, then you'd probably have like everyone running to their simulators and just. But that could actually work if a league did that.
I don't think it could work. I don't think that could work.
I know, but you'd have to set up everything then. Because, I mean, if you made them turn on... Well, no, people would cheat. It's a really easy, cheatable thing. And you'd have... But in person, that'd be quite funny.
Yeah, it would actually be quite funny if we recorded something like that. But I don't think that could be possible to organize.
Yeah.
So, 14 cars to Super Bowl, starting in 20 minutes. Commentated by me, your favorite robot.
You mean your favorite Finnish robot?
Yes, that's the Finnish accent, to be honest, just being a robot.
It's not bad.
I mean, it's not exactly the thing you want to hear in a stream, but yeah.
So we missed 2 of the Iris cars didn't qualify. Well, no. Yeah. No, one of them didn't qualify. The Iris 7 in the GT did not qualify. However, that doesn't really matter. I am desperately trying to get some drivers to join the stream so we can get some. So give me a second. But no, I actually have to say I'm highly impressed by all the liveries we've had this round, especially the droids, the DX droids car. That looks brilliant. I mean, the livery they made is wonderful. One of my favorites I've seen. So yeah, like I said, if a person would like an interview, please contact me. Oh, sorry, I have just been pinged by my boss Jeff. The 7 isn't in GT. It's the DPI driven by Martin Novak. It's the 777, which is in GT. I apologize, Jeff. By the way, Jeff, I am not drunk. I don't drink. I'm too young to drink. Don't drink and drive. That's not recommended. I'm not talking from history, by the way. I'm just not recommending it. So yeah.
Maybe I should actually put out a list of people who actually made Super Bowl in Discord.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. So yeah.
Obviously, the attendance wasn't as great as we expected today. So that's rather sad. But obviously, it's a qualifying detached from the actual race, so that's to be expected.
Yeah. The race will probably have about 45 members, so I don't think we need to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking at 40 cars. That's what we want for the race.
I apologize about my background. My brother doesn't know how to be quiet.
So, by any chance, anyone still watching the stream want to hop on for an interview?
Yeah, I'm currently trying to the Discord to get an interview out of David Martin. So yeah.
I can move him now.
Yep, move him now. We got him. Hello, David Martin. Can you please tell us what car you're in, and so yeah, just so that we can know. And...
Yeah, we're running the Solo Sport GTE.
Okay, all right.
488.
Obviously, it was an hour qualifying, so it was kind of
yeah.
So you had a good amount of time to get a good lap in. So yeah, it was a bit calm. You also had time to practice theoretically. Though.
No, I did. No, there's no way I could have done 48s, but I mean, I did try to get into the top 8, and I did. I managed to do that, but all the way through that, I was thinking, hang on a second. We're being reminded in the game chat that it's top 5, and I was at the driver's briefing, and it was top 8. I can understand attendance why you shortened it, but I think to change it from the driver's briefing to the actual race was a little short notice, but okay. It just meant that I didn't know what was going on.
But no, I'm guessing you're happy with P8.
No. I want to know how they're doing 48. Oh. I want to know how they're doing 48 because there's absolutely no way in hell I could get that speed.
Setups and practice. A lot of practice.
Yeah, well, they're faster down the straight, so obviously something in their setup is giving them an extra 5 or 6 kph.
Yeah, obviously that can be worked out. There's still another week to go to the race. How confident are you for the race? And do you have any any ideas on how you're going to approach this?
Well, look, we got 5 drivers in the team, and we do quite a few of the endurance races, the longer races, anywhere from 3 hours, 4 hours, 6, 12, 24. So we've got a few new people joining us in this event, and normally, we're pretty consistent. Most of us are running about the same lap times, where a few teams might have a really fast driver doing 48s, and everybody else might be slower than us. So in the end, I think after 24 hours, if you can keep out of the way of some of the other drivers, then you have a very good chance of finishing it to the end. And I think it's consistency with a race this length.
All right, nice. So yeah, are you happy though in general with your performance, or is there more? Or are you a bit disappointed? That's a big question.
No, I'm always disappointed. I always like to know if I can go any faster, but I try and I try and I try. I keep looking, but I can't do 48s. If I could, I'd be a very happy man.
Yeah, I mean, this just shows how good. I mean, the whole field is really skilled, and that shows about how close the field is, especially at Le Mans. I mean, I know currently it looks like a second is a long, but we have to remember that this is a 3-minute lap time. So, if you're within 2 seconds, I think that's quite a good effort, to be honest, in my opinion. So, yeah, good job. You should be happy about yourself. You got up there. So, yeah.
Thank you, Tobias. Appreciate it.
No problem. Anyway, have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
See you next week,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
good luck practicing.
All right, thank you. See you. Bye.
Okay, now I'm going to try and get another interview with Damir Kirac from the Prime GP car. So yeah, give me a sec, and then I'll see him. As so let me just ping him. So yeah, it's awfully quiet.
Just to confirm, the drivers going to Super Bowl. So in LMP1 we will see Yannick Müller, Jan Katau, Martin Novak, and Ben Speuk. In LMP2 we will see David Kaloshai, Giuseppe Saracino, Bence Horvat, Yuri Stominac, and Juan Carlos Fernandez. In GT we will see Victor Chanel, Patrick Savalkovsky, Roland Soos, Rory McDuff, and Zoltan Vargonai.
Also, there's been a new driver joining, Nevo Mikhail. He's also driving in, so there's 5 LMP1 cars, right? Oh, let's just wait.
Nevo as well, yeah, yes, for him,
yeah.
him as well, yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna have an interview with Damir Kirac, who is driving for the Prime GP car, which is new to the series, if I'm not mistaken. No, Santo?
I believe.
Yep. Welcome, Damir. How are you feeling after that qualifying session?
I have mixed feelings. To be honest, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about that. P7, I think that's pretty good for me, considering the amount of practice I had, and the short notice of the top 5 Super Bowl thing instead of top 8, I guess. And yeah, I don't think, even if I improved, I don't think I would be any higher than P7, because the guys ahead were like a bit more faster than me, like 5-10 or something. Yeah.
And so you're flying P7 on the grid, which is very, very hard to get in the LMP2 class, I'm guessing, so it's a very good result. But
Yeah.
do you think it's gonna?
P7 in class, not actually like overall.
I know. I was talking about P7 class.
All right.
I know.
Yeah.
So what's your plan for the race then? Try and go quick at the start, or just stay consistent? I'm guessing you want to stay as consistent as possible. Who are your teammates, by the way, if I may ask?
What? You asked,
teammates.
I'm teammates with Sean Jones, with Kevin, and Alex follows. So yeah, they are pretty good teammates. I know them. So yeah. About the start of the race, you asked. I don't know if I'm gonna start the race or not first, or my teammates. But yeah, my goal for the race, I think, is just to, before the race, of course, to improve the setup, because I think the setup is not really suited for the race. It's quite unstable. So yeah, but about the race, I just want to stay. I want to stay as consistent as possible, and that's basically it. Like have decent race pace, of course, but the main goal is to be consistent and to escape
Alright.
the trouble.
Obviously, I believe this is your first, well, this is your first ARL race, isn't it?
No, it isn't actually.
Huh?
I've done Sebring.
Oh, you did Sebring, alright. So yeah, the second race in ARL. I'm guessing you're excited for the 24 hours? Well, obviously you are. Who isn't? It's really an event. Anyway, that was Dami Karatko from the Prime GP car. Thank you for joining us for the interview. Have a good one. Well, I'm going to be disconnecting you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Alright, now let's try and force someone else to do an interview with us.
Maybe Martin Novak would want to come in for an interview.
Yeah, I'll ask Martin. I'll ask.
Tom Dillon, yeah, he could also be a good one. Had some issues before the race and joined a bit late.
There we go. Okay, we Martin Novak sadly can't right now. Bit of a shame, but it's understandable. So yeah. Wait, let's try and get Alex Acarol in. Wait, did he? Or am I being a bit moronic? That. Okay, Santu, so we're gonna you have a Martin Novak interview booked after Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. Let's see what happens then.
Yeah, I'll probably try and stay as late as possible. 8 minutes until Super Bowl. How about we do a few predictions? Who do you think is gonna get in the P1 class?
Actually, I think Martin has a chance as well. Like they all are within 1 second of each other, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Neve Mikel. He's currently trying to do some practice laps on the server, even though we've told him that he's not allowed to do that. But yeah, he has a 3 minutes and 13. That's quite far off from Yannick Muller. So I think it's either gonna be Yannick or Chan on pole. I feel like.
Yeah,
Martin also has a shot at it, so for sure.
Yeah, definitely. LMP2, I think Kalosh has been so dominant. I can't see anyone, but Giuseppe Saracino really came out of the block there running, because this is, I mean, with this being the TTF's first race. God, how did I forget TTF? That was the team I drove for in a so differently. I drove for them and I forgot the name. But no, this is TTF's first race within LMP2 in ARL, and coming out like that's impressive from the TTF boys, so I could see them doing really well. However, Bence Horvath looked good, same with Carlos Fernandez. So yeah. I personally think Kalosh's got it there. And then in G2 it becomes a bit more unpredictable. Chanel, Svachkowski, and Zhuk could all get it, really. Oh, I've been this for another interview.
It looks like Tom Dillon wants to come in
Yes.
for an interview. But honestly, I think even though looking at the LMP2 results, I don't think anyone could have challenged David Kalosha today. Like maybe Jan Katau, had he driven LMP2, he could have been up there with Kalosha, but that's hard to speculate.
What if, I mean, yeah. What about, I mean, even if he was in a DPI, it might have been different, but hey. I think it's good that we got the LMP1 car. I mean, it means also that the, as we're going to get ready to have, Tom Dillon in the LMP in in my car actually. He's my teammate, so yeah. Please welcome Tom Dillon from the 87 Iris car. Also, the car is christened Blue Boy because I am I christened the car without their consent. But hey, Tom, how did qualifying go for you?
Not very well, it has to be. I was on for probably P5, and then had a crash in my on my fastest lap, which was a bit of a pain in the arse. But we'll take P8. We've got the other Iris car in P6, so we've got a pretty good start for the race to do some teamwork. And other than that, not a particularly great qualifying, but not bad either.
Obviously, the race is a long time. You might even have a chance of winning. Do you think you can do what? Do you think you can get the win?
I do. I think we've got a very real chance of at least a podium if we can just keep in the running, and then I could even see a I could even see an Iris 1-2 if we get particularly lucky throughout the race. But you can't tell this early into a 24-hour race.
But yeah, obviously you had an hour. It's a bit frustrating when you're on your fastest lap, you have an accident. But it's racing; it's part of it. So just move on. I'm guessing we're just gonna have to move on. We're gonna have to move on for this and continue. That's my car, funnily enough. Anyway, thanks for having an interview. We got a few good interviews. So yeah, see you next week. In my case, and well, best of luck to you for the next race.
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.
Yep. As we got to disconnect. That was Tom Dillon, who drives in my car, if you didn't realize. I said that like 3 times during the interview. Jesus. So.
Indeed, you did. I mean, it's interviews. Interview stuff is never easy to be doing, and obviously, it's not the easiest job for anyone to do the commentary. Like I feel like today has been quite a great day in terms of commentary. Obviously, you have been doing a wonderful job at keeping track of everything that's going on.
Thank you.
Let's see if I will be able to do that kind of stuff. I fear not.
Yeah, obviously we've got commentary for the race. Why wouldn't we next week? So yeah, I'll be there. Hopefully we'll have a few. Hopefully, I mean, obviously, and it won't just be me and Santu next for this race. We'll probably have a few more people. Hopefully you'll have. I'm obviously not going to say who's going to be there just in case if they have issues or something and can't make it definitely. So I'm just not going to say if they're going to be there or not, just in case. So, yeah.
Who knows? As it's a 24-hour race, even with the few 12-hour races we had at Le Mans, the stream team has maybe consisted of even 10 people. Like some people just jumping in to do the commentary, even though they were not supposed to. Like that can always happen, and you never know. It looks like we have about 2 minutes left until we start the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'll stick a bit till the beginning of the Super Bowl. I mean, I need to go quite soon, but I'll be able to commentate for a little bit of it. You've got more. You're stuck with me for a bit longer. Anyway, obviously, cars will probably we'll see cars start lining up for the Super Bowl to get out as early as possible and do as many laps as possible. Theoretically, if they stayed out entirely, they could probably do about 9 laps. If you're LMP1, about maybe. Same with LMP2. LMP3 maybe less, but still. Let's just wait and see. So yeah.
Okay. We're currently getting the server ready for qualifying to start again in 2 minutes. Weekend is being restarted and qualifying is being started. So just a moment until we go again.
Okay, I'm gonna be I'm done for today then, I guess. I'll be handing you over fully to Santu. I hope you enjoy the final 30 minutes of Super Bowl with Santu, obviously. So yeah, as the first cars start going out for the thing, thank you for having me for listening to me, and hope you enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
So we'll be now moving into Super Bowl session with 30 minutes to go, and at the end of that we will see who will be on top at the end of that session. We will have Yannick Muller, Gian Catau, Martin Novak. We'll have David Kaloshai and other great drivers challenging for the top positions today. These guys have already set their laps in qualifying 1, but they placed in the top 5 of their respective classes, so that means that they will have to beat all of the work they've done before again. So these 5 guys in each class, they will be fighting for the pole position. Just as we are seeing cars going out on track, we see the LMP1s, LMP2s getting past the Mugen Corvette C8, driven by Roland. These guys are obviously very contended for pole today. Might just happen. We already see a lot of the cars out, but in case of LMP1s, we have Yannick Muller and 2 others still inside the pits. Jan Catau and Martin Novak have already left to do their laps. Yannick Muller just coming out of the pits now as we are on board with Roland Sus. Oh, he got really close to the wall. They're just gonna have to try and keep it out of the wall in these kinds of cases. Otherwise, he's gonna be losing some important lap time for racing. Even though the qualifying session says at the top of the screen it says 2 hours, we actually only have 30 minutes of qualifying for this Super Bowl session, where the top 5 of each class go and challenge for the pole. So the top 5 guys of each class go as follow. We have Yannick Muller, Jan Catau, Martin Novak, Neve Mikkel and David Kaloshai in the LMP1 class. In the LMP2 class we have David Kaloshai, Giuseppe Saracino, Benz Horvat, Jurika Slominac and Juan Carlos Fernandez. In the GTE class we will have Victor Chanel, Patrick Savakovsky, Ron Sus, Rory McDuff and Zoltan Varkonai. These are all brilliant drivers racing in a lot of leagues around the RF2 scene. We've seen Zoltan win in many other major events as well as Rory McDuff. Roland has also been a big contender for some major races, so these guys are gonna be taking a hard fight pole today. None of them have yet started their timed lap. Everyone's still on an outlap. Now we are on board Yannick Müller for the 888 Race Engineering. This team actually started in ARL for the first time in last season under a different name. I believe it was called Nova Finlandia. I believe they made a partnership with another team and are now called 888 Race Engineering. Obviously, 888 was a name used by a VC team about, I would say, 5 seasons ago. VC obviously being the Virtual Endurance Championship, a big league in which a lot of these guys also compete in. 888 obviously as a name, it has some great results then, but this is not the same team. This is a different team under the same name with different drivers. This 24-hour race we have coming next week in this qualifying. It's the first ever time ARL has done a 24-hour race. This is something a lot of the drivers were asking for, and we decided that this was going to happen this time around. Le Mans is a yearly race for ARL, and in the past 2 years we've had it as a 12-hour race. Both times having had 40 to 50 cars in attendance and 3 classes. We've seen DPIs in one of the races we had DPI, in the other we had the McLaren Senna hypercar in the top class. LMP2 and GT classes have always been present in the ARL Le Mans races. We are currently on board Yannick Müller on his hot lap, taking quite a bit of curb and crash there. She's just gonna be careful to not invalidate the lap, especially through there. You just drift a bit too wide to the left and you might just invalidate the lap time, and then you are gonna have to be doing a 3-minute lap all for nothing. I know not personally as a driver, that's really frustrating. Yannick seems to have some traffic in front of him that appears to be an LMP2. He might be able to get some draft out of that car and actually improve his lap time. Oh, there's a big lockout for him there, so that might cost him a bit. That LMP2 was quite close to him there. Might have been a major crash, but thankfully we avoided that. So currently in Sector 1, we have the top 3 LMP1 guys, Yannick Müller, Jan Katau and Martin Novak. Yannick Müller has done a 30.1, so 30 seconds on 1/10, and Jan Katau with a 29.6. But here's the surprise, Martin Novak with 29.5. So Martin Novak is going 6 tenths faster than Yannick Müller through Sector 1. Obviously this might have something to do with the traffic Yannick Müller had through that first sector, but it didn't look so smooth for him driving was either. He's locking up quite a bit. Now we are seeing Sector 2 times come in, and it looks like Yannick Müller has done a 76.1. Meanwhile, Jan Katau with a 75.4. 6 tenths faster again. But here's the surprise again. Martin Novak with a 75.0. Martin is on course to set a provisional pole in LMP1 class with his current lap. Yannick is just not doing the job that is required here. Jan Katau has just set his lap time with a 3-minute 11.426. We don't know if that's gonna be best possible lap time, but it doesn't look like Yannick Müller will be doing anything spectacular. Now we have Martin Novak with a 3-minute 10.6. Martin has been faster than Jan Katau on every one of the 3 sectors we have on this track. Now as we are seeing Yannick Müller come to the end of his lap. Let's see what he can do. Just going through the last corners, and let's see if he can. Oh, it looks like he's coming in. That lap didn't actually look so good for him, so maybe that's why. Obviously, if you do a hot lap, you must do an in lap, so that's another 3.5 minutes you need to be on the track for. In a 30-minute session, that can be crucial at the end. We've also had 2 LMP2s set their lap times already, Jurika Slovinac and Juan Carlos Fernandez. Jurika Slovinac is from the ARL esports team, a major esports team competing in leagues like Apex Online Racing and having actually won a championship in iRacing there. Good job to them. I believe they did that a week or 2 ago. Juan Carlos Fernandez is driving for the DX Droids team, a major team competing in many kinds of championships. But currently it looks like Jurika Slovinac is on provisional pole for LMP2 by 1/10. That's not a lot of time. Oh, we are seeing David Galosha with some insane lap times again. 24.7. That puts him 2 seconds clear of Slovinac. And onto the provisional pole for LMP2. Obviously that's about 6 tenths slower than what David Galosha did in the qualifying 1 session before Super Bowl, but that might just be enough to take him to the end of this session and secure pole position for next week's 24-hour Le Mans race. Meanwhile, in GTE we have Victor Cemal and Roland Sus that have completed their lap times. Victor Cemal has done a 48.9. Meanwhile, Roland Sus is a bit slower. But now it looks like Rory McDuff has actually beaten Victor Cemal with a lap of 48.2. That's about 7 tenths faster than Cemal, so that's going to be an interesting competition there. We didn't actually see Rory McDuff being so fast in the qualifying 1 session as we would have maybe expected him to be. Victor Cemal certainly came to this session as the man to beat. He looked super strong all the way through qualifying 1, but Now it looks like Rory McDuff might actually have something over him. Looking at the sector times, he's consistently faster in every sector, so this is not some surprise coming out of a mistake maybe Victor made. We are getting quite close to the 47s, which is an insane lap time and a benchmark for anyone in any league all across sim racing. Now we are seeing Neve Mikael set his first lap time of the session with a 3:14. That's a second faster than Benz, but from qualifying 1 we know that Benz can actually do a better lap time than that. Martin Novak is still on provisional pole for Pit 1. Yannick Müller still hasn't set a lap time, but I will follow you and tell you what sector times he's doing as soon as he's on track. He's currently on his outlap. We are currently on board Neve Mikael, who only came to the qualifying 1 session at the end just to secure that Super Bowl position that he and his team for sure wanted. Just not finding the grip out there in those Blumschein corners. It's just never easy with some of these cars. I know from personal experience, it's never easy to find that sweet spot for the car where you just can not think about anything and just drive. We appear to have a yellow in sector 3, but that's quite quickly cleared away. And it's actually still a yellow in sector 3. But what we can see, there was maybe a tire on the gravel, but the stream doesn't seem to be showing anything else, so let's just hope that those guys got back on track quite fast. And we are seeing Patrick Savakowski from the Deja Vu Racing. Started last season, this team, and they were all new to rFactor 2 with some different drivers, but it seems like the team owner has done an amazing job of getting some new talent in, just finding that pace with these drivers to maybe actually have a chance at pole position today. So we are still yet to see a lap from Yannick Müller, Giuseppe Saracino, Benz Horvat and Zoltan Varkunai. All of these guys, apart from Varkunai, are currently on track. Yannick Müller has a 29.6 on his first sector. We can see Yannick's fastest lap time last qualifying was in sector 1. It was a 29.4, so he's about a tenth of what he can do. We know that every one of these guys can go faster if they just believe in themselves. We have not seen the same kinds of lap times as we saw in qualifying 1 now for some reason. Maybe the condition is not as good as before. Obviously, this race is sponsored by Lyft and Sadler Computers. Thanks to those guys for making this race happen for us. Patrick doesn't seem to be on the fastest lap. Looking at timings that you can find on the race view, if you are interested on those, it can be found in the ARL Discord server. Patrick obviously has done a 3:50 last lap time. I believe he was quite a bit faster in the first qualifying session. Yeah, his best time is a 48.5, which was done in the last qualifying session, so he has some major time to find yet. Here we're on board of Yannick Müller doing his first proper qualifying lap. Oh, there's some traffic there. That just might have cost him a lot of time. Obviously 15 minutes and about 30 seconds remaining in this session, so there's not a lot of time to do those laps. So if Yannick messes this up, he might have 1 or 2 tries. Oh, that might be an invalid lap time there as well. as he goes through the last section of corners. Let's see what he can do. And that puts Yannick Müller on pole for this session with a lap time of 3 minutes 10 and 2. That's not fast in terms of what Yannick did in the last qualifying session. He did a 3 minute 9.5, so he's 7 tenths off, but that is still enough for provisional pole as of the moment. Martin Novak currently about 4 tenths off of what Yannick Müller has done. Obviously, in full disclosure, I will also be driving next week in that car that is currently P3 in LMP1, driven by Yannick Cattal. We are still on board Martin Novak. He has actually done the best Sector 1 we've yet to see in all of qualifying, even in qualifying 1. Sector 1 of 29 seconds, 0.4. That's the fastest Sector 1 we've yet to see in ARL history. He has also done the fastest Sector 2 that we've seen in this Super Bowl session. So maybe Martin Novak is on course to set that provisional pole he might be so desperately looking for. Obviously, we know that everyone wants to start from the pole position. It's such a big thing to say, oh, I started a 24-hour race on the pole position, and that means a lot to these guys, even if it might not mean a lot in the race. Obviously, it's a major advantage to have at the start, but in 24 hours a lot can happen. As we have about 30 minutes remaining in the session. So we are yet to see a lap time from Giuseppe Saracino, and Zoltan Vargona is currently on his first flying lap in the GTE class. David Kalosha is looking dominant in LMP2, and he's probably gonna get that pole position unless the guys at the RLR and DX Troyes can do anything about it. But that's still 2 seconds, and that's a lot of time to find, even on a track like this. While Le Mans is a long track of about 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you have a lot of straights, so unless your car is set up some way for the corners, you just cannot find that time, because most of these guys are running a setup that just gets everything out in the straights, because that's where the overtaking and speed happens. Or we see a lockout from David Kalosha there. He's still trying to set a fast lap time. Martin Novak, actually, while we were talking about everything, he managed to improve. And now he's only 1/10 from Yannick Müller. So it looks like, from what I can see here, that he probably made some mistake in the last sector, causing him to lose time, because Sector 1 and Sector 2 looked really strong for him. He still has 11 minutes to go into session, so maybe he can do something about it. We are currently on board David Kalosha, but it doesn't look like he's gonna be doing anything spectacular. He did improve in Sector 1, but he didn't improve in Sector 2. Oh, we see a big slide from him there. This is probably gonna be a slower lap. He might be actually coming in this lap. Yeah, we see him coming in. He's not gonna be losing those minutes for an in-lap. Giuseppe Saracino for the TFT team still has not set a lap time. I wonder why. Zoltan Vargona is currently out on track. He's in the last sector from what I can see on the track map. Yeah, there we see Zoltan Vargona. He's currently finishing his first lap in the GTE car for this Super Bowl session. He's driving for Mugen, same as Roland is. So we have 2 Mugen cars in the Super Bowl session in the GTE class. That lap puts Zoltan in P4. Still quite a far off from, say, Rory McDuff or Victor Chanel. Still beating Patrick Savalkovsky. I mean, I don't know where that pace has gone from Patrick. He was super fast in the first qualifying session, but now it appears that he has slowed down a bit for some reason. We are currently seeing Giuseppe Saracino out on his first lap of the session for the TTF team. I apologize. Oh yeah, Tom Chasing is commentating in the YouTube channel. Comments that only one guy has this accent, and yes, it's me, Santu Engqvist, your favorite Finnish robot. I apologize for my way of talking. It's a Finnish accent sort of thing, but let's focus on the actual racing part of stuff. We see Giuseppe is actually not on a bad lap compared to some of the others. It looks like he's a bit off from what David Galoshay has done, but it looks like he might actually be challenging Jurika Slovinak with this lap, and that's major of him doing his first lap this late into the session with 8 minutes to go. He might actually beat, maybe taking P2 if everything goes right for him. In LMP1 and GT, we haven't had a lot happen actually in the last few minutes. We still have Rory McDuff leading the GTE and Yannick Müller in the LMP1. Everyone is currently out on in-lap or on out-lap in LMP1, so we are not seeing any faster laps happening yet. So I think that everyone is going to be waiting for those last few minutes to do that out-lap and have the best possible track for themselves. Oh, now we see Yannick Müller he's out on track. Obviously not showing on the stream, but he has done a faster sector 1 than anybody else. While we see Giuseppe Saracino finishing his first lap of the session. Let's see what he can do. Sector 1, Sector 2 have been quite great actually. Where will that put him? That puts him P3. So just a bit of Jurika Slovinak, as I said. That's about 1.5 tenths that he's off Jurika. But that's still close, and he might be able to challenge for that P2 position. I think David Galoshay has got this in the bag already, but the fight for that P2 position is really hard. We have Jurika, Giuseppe, and Juan all within 4 tenths of each other. And on a lap this long, 4 tenths, well, I said maybe 2 seconds is a bit much to be just found out of nowhere. 4 tenths is pretty much nothing. That like might be breaking a bit later, maybe breaking 50 meters later into the corner of, say, like Mulsanne 1, and you might gain that 4 tenths. Then that's like nothing. So it's gonna be interesting to see which one of these guys is gonna end up on top. As we are on board Yannick Müller, he has done the amazing Sector 1, but Sector 2 he has not been able to improve on his personal best, but it's still not the worst Sector 2. It's a 75.3, which is considerably faster than, say, what Ben Speukis is doing at the moment, has been doing. But obviously, there's about 4 seconds between those 2 guys. Will we see Yannick Müller coming in this lap, or will he be trying to do his best to set this lap and get that pole position for himself and his team for the race next weekend? Martin Novak is he hasn't come out of the pitch yet to do a lap. I'm not sure if he's on an in-lap at the moment, but we know that Martin will be challenging at the end. Oh yeah, and Yannick Muller is doing this lap. Let's see what he can do. Oh, that's a bit wide out there. It doesn't look like Yannick Muller really improved. So that's gonna be his last lap in the session, I believe. He's not gonna have enough time to come back in. So now it's up to Martin Novak to see. Oh, now we see Yannick spinning. Let's see if he can get the car started again. Yeah, it seems like he has been able to... Oh, that's a wall. Let's just hope Yannick doesn't have anybody behind him that will get him into trouble. There we see Martin Novak out on his fast lap at the moment. But that's a DPI in front of him. I mean, LMP1 of Mugen. Yeah, that's the Benzebue Mugen. So that might have actually lost him some time. We see Martin Novak's last sector 1 has been at 29.5, which is about 1/10 of what he has done before. So unless he does some major work, this lap just might not be enough for pole position. Meanwhile, we see David Galoshai and Rory McDuff still leading in GT. Apologies for calling Rory Martin, but I don't know where that came from actually. Maybe it would have been better for Tobias to be here, but you guys are stuck with me. We see Martin setting a second sector time 75.2. So from last lap of Yannick's, we know that's about 1/10 faster than what Yannick was able to do on this current track. It looks like Yannick is on a in-lap, and he will not be able to set another lap this session. Unless he has fuel in the tank to start another hot lap after that spin. But his tires might just be a little bit too warm at this stage. And now we see Martin having even more traffic in the form of, I believe that's Jan Katau. Jan Katau has been improving slightly, but it doesn't look to be enough for a pole position. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this session, everything to play for still here. Martin Novak drifting through the corners, taking some excellent lines, now flashing his lights to let the car ahead know that he wants to get past and not be held up. I actually believe that was Yannick Muller that was coming into the pits right there, not Jan Katau. Let's see if Martin can improve. Martin puts it on pole. He does it. The gap of 1/10 to Yannick Muller. That's amazing news for Martin Novak and his team. We know that Yannick Muller is out of this qualifying session already, with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. We actually just saw somebody leave there from the session. Oh, Benz is putting it into second position in the Oreca with a lap of 26.2. Yeah, we just saw Newell Miquel leave the session in the LMP1 class. Jurgen Slovinets doing his last lap of the session, presumably. Oh, he might actually be on an outlap at the moment. Yeah, he appears to be on an outlap, preparing to do another lap. So he's still there to fight for the positions. Oh, Jurgen is coming in. So that's the end of his qualifying as well. as we see one of the Astons, the Team RGPL one, being spun around there. Five seconds to go in the session, all to play for still with the guys out on track. We see David Kirac going through the last couple of corners. I don't believe this is gonna be a fast lap. He's quite probably coming in this lap. Yeah, that appears to be the case. Looking at Sector 1 and Sector 2 times, David was not pushing at all. So it appears that pretty much all of these guys are just coming to the pits as of the moment and finishing up their qualifying. Not sure if we will see any major changes in the order anymore. We know Martin has taken pole already with Jan Katau and Peuk being in the pits. Yannick Müller is still out on the track, but I don't believe he's on a hot lap at the moment. Not sure who is actually on an out lap or in lap. Our software doesn't tell that, so it's a bit hard to tell. But we know that David Kaloshai quite comfortably has pole position. Sheldon just finishing his lap at the moment, and let's see if he's. It appears that he's pushing, but I'm not sure. It seems like this is Sheldon's last pushing lap, so oh, that's a major slide right there. Let's see if he can improve. Sheldon does improve. He goes to P3 in GT class. So we still have Giuseppe Saracino, Juan Carlos Fernandez, and Benz Horvath on track for the LMP2s, and we have Zoltan Varkonen in lap in GT and Roland Sux. So Giuseppe just finishing up his qualifying right now. I'm not sure if there are any cars remaining on track at the moment. It looks like Juan Carlos Fernandez is looking to be on his in-lap. Same with Giuseppe, obviously. Zoltan is also on his in-lap. Roland didn't improve and ends up P5 in the GT class. Nice job from Patrick for taking P4. Just at the moment, I can announce that Martin Novak has taken pole position for LMP1. David Kaloshai, I believe, has taken pole position for LMP2, and Rory McDuff has taken pole position for GTE. So now we're just waiting for Juan Carlos and Giuseppe to come back to the pits, and then the qualifying session will be finally over. Just reminding everyone that's still watching the stream that if you or your teammate has pressed the ESC button during today's race, qualifying session, you will be penalized in the race. So let's just hope that teams have actually done what the rules say and not used that button. We are currently on board Juan Carlos Fernandez as he comes back to the pits. It seems like Martin Novak is gonna come from an interview now. So hello Martin.
Hello.
So could you please state what team do you drive for?
I'm driving for Team Iris, number 7.
Yeah, so you're driving for Team Iris number 7 in the LMP1 class. And it appears that you have gotten pole today. How do you feel about that? Beating Yannick Müller.
I'm feeling awesome. This is my first time ever being on pole.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, and I was feeling so bad when I was doing my lap because I was held up by another LMP1 and lost at least half a second in sector 1 and 2. So, but I knew that I lost a lot of time in sector 3 on my other laps, so I know I could have got the pole, and yes, I improved by slightly over 2/10, and it was enough.
So do you know who that was in front of you? I believe it was Yannick Müller, actually.
Yes, it was. Yes.
It looked that Yannick had got it in the bag at some point during qualifying today, but you beat him by just 1/10. That's a major result. Like, where do you think that you were better than Yannick today?
I believe I was better in sector 1 and 2, but I couldn't go that fast in there on my last lap. But on my second last lap, I was half a tenth faster than him after sector 2, so that's probably where I was faster.
Yeah, I saw you do some major lap sector 1 and sector 2 times in one of your lap times, beating Yannick Müller by quite a bit. But then that lap just didn't materialize in the last sector. So.
Yeah, I lost quite a lot of time in Indy and the corner after it. Almost lost the car.
Didn't look like an easy session for you. I saw a lot of your laps were in traffic.
Yes.
That must have been like really nerve-wracking. Like you.
It was. I can tell you that.
I mean, still, congrats on the pole. And
thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Do you believe you can win the race next weekend?
I hope so.
It's gonna be an interesting race for sure. Against
can't wait.
Everyone.
Super excited.
Yeah. Anyways, do you have anything else you want to tell us?
No.
Yeah. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you so much. Bye.
So with that, it looks like we have come to an end for the first qualifying session. I mean, the qualifying session for the ARL 24 Hours of Le Mans at the La Sarthe track. And this is the first time ever we have done this sort of race in terms of 24 hours. So this is the first time somebody has taken pole for a 24-hour race at ARL. So I wish good luck to everyone that did qualifying today, and congrats to everyone for great results. It's time to end our stream here. See you next week.